Hello class. Last week we made pinch mug using the fire clay stoneware with iron clay. It had a handle and texture carved in. This week we're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to make a bowl, and we are going to use the darker iron clay and do some other techniques on this. So what I'm going to do now, I've got this kind of shaped in my hand. Remember, you want to shape it. And I want to remind you that it is the shape of your hand that's pinching that dictates which way the clay goes. So if I'm making a bowl, in this case, I'm going to go more out, but not completely out like a plate. It's going to go too far and it won't have support. So I'm going to go kind of up and out at the same time. I'm going to poke my thumb in, and I'm slowly, you can look at the angle of my hand, pinch with my thumb towards my fingers on the outside. Notice how I go into a circle, and then I move up just a little bit, and I keep turning with my hand heading in that direction. If you got yourself a banding wheel or a Lazy Susan, you can turn that, and that does make things a little easier, but technically I hardly ever use that for this. I just like holding it in my hand and having that kind of control over it. Now, this is a good start, but you see how small the bottom is? I want to kind of get that just a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to take my rib, the round side, and I'm going to push that in kind of a circular motion, and I'm going to shape that bottom. I'm not too worried about the outside yet. I'm still pinching this into a bowl shape and thinning out the walls. So how thin should the walls be? Well, we're doing some stuff to the surface, so they don't have to be paper thin or anything, but I would say right around this thickness is a good starting point. Some people might be able to go a little thinner, but remember, if it's just a little on the thick side, you're going to be able to carve into it to get rid of some of that. Now, I'm just wetting the lip, not a lot, because I don't want to create a big, giant lake in the bottom of my pot. That's not good. And I'm going to add a coil on. So to remember to make a coil, you can roll the clay in your hands. Some people like to roll it, a lot of people like to roll it on the canvas. And then I'm flattening it, if you remember from the first video. And so it's about the same size as the lip I'm attaching it to. I'm going to attach it on the inside, but aiming in the correct direction. So I want to go kind of up and out to make this bowl. Now you can see that this clay did not go all the way around, so I need to grab a little bit more. It's not a big deal. A lot of my students freak out when that happens, and it doesn't have to go all the way around. You just will overlap this in. No big deal. On the inside, I'm going to move the clay down, and it's not aggressive, and also my outside hand is there to support that. On the outside, I'm going to pull that up. Again, giving it support from the inside. Nothing drastic, nothing aggressive, just moving the clay up or down. All right. Then I'll come back in with this time I'm going to use the metal rib. It looks like this didn't connect as much as I wanted it to. And I'm going to use the round side and scrape. And what that's going to do is give it a really nice rounded base. Remember that sometimes when we try these things for the first time, they might not always work that first round. And that's okay. This is about practicing, not about perfection. And you have to just kind of try it, and then if it doesn't work, then you'll try it again. And you're going to keep doing that until you start to figure it out. On the outside, I know it has some issues, but remember, I'm going to be flipping this to make a foot soon enough, and I can fix that lip and the outside surface at that time once this sets up a little bit. So I'll be back for part 2 of this. This is too wet to add anything else onto. I'll be back for part 2 soon. Thanks.